Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, I'm Rani. I'm here for section talking, and my point is the online app. COVID as reported first appeared in Wuhan, China, then spread to many countries as we know. And in Indonesia, the government announced 2 cases of positive for the first time on 2nd March 2020. But University of Indonesia UI epidemiology expert Mr. Pandu Riono said the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus as the cause of COVID-19 had entered Indonesia since early January. Okay, starting from January or March, the COVID-19 pandemic has been going on for more than a year. Since the outbreak began, people around the world have been busy limiting their outside activities and many work or study from home. Bored? Exactly, of course, I think. So, what did you do to kill boredom while at home during the pandemic? Most people will likely answer doing activities with a cell phone, whether to open social media, make video calls with relatives and colleagues, play games, or marathon series and films that have not been completed before. What about you? The World Economic Forum (WEF) says that technology plays an important role in facilitating these activities. They include learning apps, and for learning online, the online learning apps, here are some of them as summarized by Compass Signal from various sources on Thursday, 4 March 2021. The first one is Zoom. According to consumer and market data research firm Statista, during the pandemic, one of the biggest beneficiaries was video conferencing service providers, particularly Zoom, whose popularity skyrocketed. Statista noted that Zoom revenue throughout 2020 increased to reach $2.65 billion from the previous year, which only reached the $623 million. Wow! And the net profit collected by Zoom also increased dramatically, from $22 million to $671 in 2020. If you throughout 2020, Zoom has been downloaded 477 million times as compared from the website of application research firm Aptopia. This number makes Zoom the 5th most downloaded application in the world. The data from Aptopia too. And second one is Google Meet. At the start of the pandemic, Google Meet was reportedly flooded with downloads. As research firm Upbrain reports, as of early March 2020, Google Meet had been downloaded about 5 million times. This number then increased to 10 million downloads within the following 20 days. Then, the number of downloads reached 50 million times in May 2020. The increase in the number of downloads was driven by users who flocked to download Meet after the free teleconferencing platform was made. Previously, users who wanted to create virtual meeting rooms on Meet had to pay for a subscription to the G Suite service. Okay, and Aptopia noted that throughout 2020, Gmeet downloaded reaches 254 million times. With the total number of downloads, Google Meet ranks ninth as the most downloaded application in 2020 by Aptopia too. And the last one is Google Classroom. In mid-April, 191 countries announced they would close schools and universities to reduce the number of COVID-19 transmitters. As a result, there are approximately 1.57 billion students from all over the world who have to carry out the learning process from home, or we say learning from home, or Indonesia say BDR. And one of applications that is widely used to support this is the Google Classroom application. Google Classroom application is an application provided by Google with a variety of exciting features. Google Classroom users can receive and send assignments, view learning materials, ask the teacher, or view other information from the teacher. And throughout 2020, Aptopia reported that the number of Google application downloads had reached 254 million times. Google Classroom in 2018 was only used by 25 million users. Then, in January 2019, the number increased slightly to reach 14 million users. Wow, from 25 to 14 million. And the good news is, some time ago, Google even announced that it will present various new features from Google Classroom which will be rolled out at the end of 2020 this year. And one of them is offline mode. With offline mode, it is possible for students to start assignments without the need to be connected to the internet. For example, such as viewing assigned assignments, opening Drive attachment, or writing assignments in Google Docs. Well, with these new features, is it possible for Google Classroom to rise to higher rank? Who knows? Okay, that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.